We have another fun, hilarious, administration-compliant show. What are you doing? Shut up. Blow this for us.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried that we won't keep saying what we want to say or that we'll be censored. But I'm going to cover the president's trip to the UK just like I normally would. Well, guys, President Trump just wrapped up his 3-day trip to the UK, and he
looked incredibly handsome.
I just want to say before we get started here that I've always admired and respected Mr. Trump. I've always believed he was, a visionary, innovator, a great president, an even better golfer.
That is just a taste of what we heard overnight from late night in defense of Jimmy Kimmel after ABC suspended him indefinitely following threats from the White House. Jon Stewart, you just saw him, he came in for a special Thursday night edition of his show and explained the First Amendment.
In America, we have a little something called the First Amendment. And let me tell you how it works. There's something called a talent-o-meter. It's a completely scientific instrument that is kept on the president's desk. And it tells the president when a performer's TQ, talent quotient, measured mostly by niceness to the president, goes below a certain level, at which point the FCC must be notified to threaten the acquisition prospects for billion-dollar mergers of network affiliates. These affiliates are then asked to give ultimatums to the even larger megacorporation that controls the flow of state-approved content, or the FCC can just choose to threaten those licenses directly. It's basic science. Read the Constitution. Read your Constitution. Read it.
So that's what Jon Stewart had to say about the First Amendment. What are they saying about it on Capitol Hill? CNN's Annie Greer is there this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Well, we are seeing a split screen unfolding on Capitol Hill where Republicans are largely supportive of the decision of ABC to remove Kimmel from the air indefinitely. They say it is a business decision, and they're largely sidestepping any questions about the FCC or Brendan Carr. Now, Democrats, on the other hand, are raising alarm bells here. They say that this is just the beginning of what could be a dangerous road towards censorship. This sets a very dangerous precedent and really infringes on free speech. Take a listen to just a sampling of how lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are talking about this issue.
There's free speech, and if you're going to go out there and speak your piece, fine, but you're accountable to somebody. It's not the government. You're accountable to your people that employ you.
Is the right dabbling in cancel culture?
Not this guy on the right. I mean, I just said he's entitled under the First Amendment to say what he wants. But on the other hand, I applaud the move of Disney, his corporate parent, to say, we think this is terrible.
It's not a question of whether you agree with Mr. Kimmel or disagree with Mr. Kimmel. The point is one of the government not coming in and making decisions about whose speech gets heard.
So as you see, very different reactions here, and it's really just unfolding a larger conversation on Capitol Hill about free speech and if there are any limits to it. And one thing that Republicans have been pushing for a very long time is being against cancel culture. And that is a question that's coming up again as they support the decision to remove Kimmel from the air. This is something that is going to continue to develop, but it is really remarkable to see such different reactions here. I should point out that Democrats are even trying to investigate this decision, but given that they are in the minority, they do not have the power on committees to really compel any testimony or documents there. But this is something that both Democrats and Republicans have very strong but very different views on.
People are worried that we won't keep saying what we want to say or that we'll be censored. But I'm going to cover the president's trip to the UK just like I normally would. Here we go. Well, guys, President Trump just wrapped up his 3-day trip to the UK, and he
looked incredibly handsome.
As always, his tie was
exactly the right length,
and his face looked
like a color that exists in nature.
While back here at home, his administration is pursuing a crackdown on free speech. And completely unrelated, I just want to say before we get started here that I've always admired and respected Mr. Trump. I've always believed he was, a visionary, innovator, a great president, and even better golfer.
Is free speech more under attack in Britain or America?
How dare you, sir! How dare you, sir! What outfit are you with, sir? The Antifa Herald Tribune?
Some of Jimmy Kimmel's late-night colleagues reacting to ABC's decision to pull his show off the air indefinitely. Welcome to the fourth hour of Morning Joe. It's 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 a.m. in the East.
It is a packed hour ahead. We're following a number of stories, including Democrats unveiling their own funding bill to avert a government shutdown weeks ahead of the deadline. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries will join us in just a moment with those details. Plus, President Trump and China's Xi Jinping are currently speaking by phone at this moment about a deal to keep TikTok from being banned in the United States. And the fallout does continue from ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely.
NBC News national correspondent Liz Kreutz has more on the wave of reaction from Hollywood to Washington.
Jimmy, just let me say, I stand with you and your staff 100%.
Overnight, Jimmy Kimmel's fellow late-night hosts rallying behind him.
That is blatant censorship.
I don't know what's going on, and no one does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
ABC's decision to suspend Kimmel indefinitely coming after the comedian recently made comments on his show about Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin.
With the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Kimmel's supporters protesting outside Disney, which owns ABC, saying the company caved to political pressure from the Trump administration, including FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who later went on CNBC to explain his position.
The issue that arose here, where lots and lots of people were upset, was not a joke. It was not, making fun or pillaring me or the administration or the president. It was appearing to directly mislead the American public about a significant fact.
We have another fun, hilarious, administration-compliant show.
That is blatant censorship. And it always starts small. Remember like in week 1 of his presidency?
A late-night reaction from some of Jimmy Kimmel's fellow late-night peers and late-night legends.
It's no good. It's silly. It's ridiculous. And you can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an authoritarian.
America's well-known host publicly defending Kimmel following ABC's decision to suspend his show after he made comments about the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk. On Wednesday, FCC Chair Brendan Carr threatened to pull ABC affiliate broadcast licenses while on a conservative podcast, leading to American media companies Nexstar and Sinclair to also put a pause on airing the show.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Outside of Disney Studios and the LA Theater on Friday, Kimmel fans set up protest, calling ABC's move a threat to free speech in America.
I don't think he said anything that was inappropriate. He stated the facts, and he has been stating the facts for quite a long time.
It sets a dangerous precedent. I think that if the government can control the media, then we slip dangerously into fascism.
On Air Force One, Trump reacted to American broadcasters.
They give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
At this point, there is still no word on what direction ABC will take when it comes to potentially bringing back the show. Kimmel has not yet spoken publicly about the show's suspension. For City News, I'm Alessandra Carnero.
Here's how you need to think about what's happening right now. Donald Trump is not acting like a leader who can handle criticism. He's acting like someone who wants to silence it. You see it every day, attacking comedians, trying to bully universities, leaning on media companies, and pushing tech firms to bend the knee. That's not strength, that's insecurity. And it's dangerous because it chips away at something fundamental: your right to speak freely. Look, this isn't just about whether you laugh at a late-night monologue. It's about whether you want to live in a country where power can be mocked without fear. In America, roasting presidents has always been a sign of freedom. George W. Bush sat through it. Obama sat through it. Trump didn't sit through it. But every president has to take it on the chin, and Trump can't. And when he lashes out, it's not just about bruised ego, it's about building a culture where silence is demanded. That's the playbook of authoritarians. Putin started by targeting comedians and media, and step by step, the space for dissent shrank until nothing was left. Don't fool yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not tanks in the street or anything, even though we have those too. It's 1,000 little cuts. A comma here, a regulation there, a pressure campaign somewhere else. One day you wake up and the freedom you assumed was guaranteed has already been gone for a while. So let me be blunt. This is on us. If you shrug it off, you're letting Trump redefine what America is. If you fight back by speaking, by showing up, refusing to be silenced, you keep America what it's supposed to be: the home of the brave, the land of the free.